Should I use debt as part of my investment strategy? Well, that's what using mortgages is all right? So you use the bank's money. Here's a better question. Why wouldn't you use debt? That's right. Why wouldn't you use debt? Of course I'd use debt all day, because there's a difference between good debt and bad debt. Why? Because I look at debt as a tool to leverage money, to borrow one rate, to earn another. Most people use debt to do what? Lifestyle creep, lifestyle upkeep, lifestyle flex. I don't use debt for any of that. I use debt to borrow it, run it. Let's say at 6%, but I want to earn 8. 6%, I want to earn 10. 6%, I'm going to earn 20. There's a guy who just sent me a text message right now, literally right now. He's asking me if I want to get in on an event that he's doing. He's bringing some big names out here. If I invest in his event, my return will be this. So in other words, he's coming to me to borrow money in debt, and he owes me a certain percentage of the ticket sales. That's smart use of money. He's using my money to promote something that he's doing. And once he executes on what he's doing, I share in the profits. I like that. Why? Because I learned very hard, very tough, very uncomfortably in my 20s, 30s, and 40s, always how to tuck money away. I did 2 things. I learned how to give and learn how to save. Give to tithes and taxes, Uncle Sam, and pay unto Caesar what is Caesar's, pay unto God what is God's. The second thing I learned how to do is to tuck my money away, save my money away, not put myself in a position of comparing myself to other people. They're doing it. They're enjoying. They're partying. I did that in my 20s. I just stopped doing it in my 30s. My 30th birthday was the last day I partied hardcore at the clubs. After that said, I'm done. Anyway, to the situation of debt as a saving and investment strategy. I used a $5,000 cash advance on my credit card to fund and finance my first workshop for financial services called 9 Ways to Cut Taxes. I spent $5,000 on direct mail. Remember that? You go direct mail, 5 different zip codes. 6154, 60523, 60525, 60524. I still remember these zip codes to this day because I did that for 10 years. Every month, I put $5,000 in direct mail campaigns to 5 different zip codes and spent $2,000 to feed people when they come to my workshop. So $7,000 marketing campaign, that was my budget every month. Would I use a cash advance on my credit card to fund it and get off the ground? Once I made $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 of commissions from selling financial products and services, I not only paid off my credit card, but I capitalized. So therefore, if I wanted to use my credit card again, I can make sure I pay off that credit card in 30 days. I wasn't one of those guys that was holding on to debt and allowing the bank to earn interest juice off my money. So I was strategic about debt. I was strategic about equity inside my house. I strategically, myself and clients that we work with, strategically take out cash out of our properties because we want to have the equity in our control, in our policies, in our investments, not inside the house for the bank to control. Because the more money you have built equity inside your house, the more powerful and in control the bank is, not you. You think you are. I learned this in 07, 08, 09, to practical example. I remember the first homes that in Chicago they foreclosed on where the people had almost paid off their house, but they couldn't afford to keep paying their mortgage. So these people, because of the Great Recession, lost their jobs. 401ks become 201ks. They couldn't keep paying the mortgage, even though they had a lot of equity built inside the house, even though they doubled down on mortgage payments in previous years and previous months. When push come to shove during the Great Recession, guess which home they wanted to foreclose on the most? The one with the most amount of mortgage on the same property, or the one with the least amount of mortgage on the same property? The bank chose the people with the most equity in the house, the least amount of debt in the property to foreclose on. Because if they can take that house back, spend the $50,000 to foreclose on your legal fees, and put that money back out to auction and sell it for whatever they sell it to recoup their costs, to get that bad finances debt off their books. That's how they do it. So I like using strategic debt as part of my investment strategy. I'm not saying go into debt. I don't have a credit card program to sell you. I don't have a credit improvement business to sell you. All I got to say is just pay your bills on time. Anytime any of these medical officers say you owe something on your deductible, pay it off right away. Don't wait for them to keep calling you. Next thing you know, they send a collection agency, and collection agency's got a $500, $1,000 bill on you. Pay it off right away. I know it's a pain in the ass, but it's going to save you on your credit score down the road because it takes so long to build a credit score and one bad month to bring it all back down again. It's like financial Jenga.